بدأت الحكاية منذ مئات السنين بين القبائل العربية في صحراء الجزيرة القاحلة، عندما تولد عشق بين الجواد والفارس، ورغم كل الظروف القاسية استمرت شعلة التلاحم بينهم حتى يومنا هذا. وقد حظيت الخيل العربية على مر السنين برعاية إلهية سخر فيها العديد من عشاق الخيل الذين حافظوا على هذا الإرث العتيق جيلا بعد جيل من المشرق إلى المغرب.
Another cross, another outcross that was not too far out, that would still complement what we already had. And Bentwood Farm was in bankruptcy. Okay. And the interesting thing is, Prince Fa's mother, we had seen at Babson's. Yes. Because J Stream had imported Ibn Moniet. And Ibn Moniet was the first straight Egyptian outcross that Babson did on the mare Feta. And that produced Fay Moniet. Very elegant, very stretchy, very beautiful mare, very refined. And then Bentwood had got her and bred her to the Egyptian prince and got Prince Fa. Well, when Bentwood was having to sell through the banks and everything, we thought, well, we'll go down and take a look. Abbas Pasha was also there. He was old. The bank was going to find a way to get rid of him, so we took him back to Ansata. And when we saw Prince Fa, we said, wow, 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 this is it. Can we get him? Count Federico also wanted to buy him. And then later on I learned that, I think it was Richmond was also interested in him. But we sort of had an inside track with some of the people who were involved, and they let us buy him. And he was a terror. When he was young, when he put one foot through a glass window, and so it was all scarred. And then he was racing against one of the stallions in his pasture and put the other foot in a hole and broke his ankle, so that was all pinned, and his foot turned out. This horse could have been national champion without even trying. He was that good. Very, very elegant horse. Long neck. Very pretty head. Huge, huge jowls. Amazing jowls on this horse. Very nice eye. Not huge, but a nice eye. Nice expression. Just an elegant horse. More on the style of Ibn Sudan, but not exactly. So he was a great factor of introducing into the herd.
Yeah.
Did what we needed.
Yes. He did a lot of nice daughters, produced Imhotep and Sinan.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he did both.
Yes, he did both, yes. Only Imhotep and Sinan he did.
I can't recall of anything else at the moment, just offhand. He did have a third, they did have a third full brother, but he died. And he was nice, but he died quite young.
Yes. Between Imhotep and Sinan, you kept Imhotep? Or you used Imhotep more than Sinan?
Well, yeah. Sinan, we sold Sinan I think he was, the only reason we sold Sinan, we felt he could be a good representative of Ansata in Europe, and we did reserve some breedings. We kept Hotep because he was the more elegant horse of the two. Better mover, much better neck, not as pretty a head.
Yes.
But a handsome head. It was, he had, beautiful eyes, good ears, the longer foreface, a little bit more on the Moraphic style, whereas Sinan maybe a little more on his mother's type. But both horses did well. Both horses were different. I mean, when you can get two superior stallions that are different, that can produce or sire differently.
Yes.
I mean, what a positive aspect that is. Everybody,
You can branch out.
you can branch out. People
Yes.
always say, well, which one's better? Which one's better? What difference does it make?
Yeah.
Which one's better in whose eyes?
It's true.
You know, beauty's eye in the eye of the beholder. Halim Shah had a full brother,
Yes.
Omar Halim. Gorgeous horse. Looked more like his father. Didn't look anything like Halim Shah. I mean, he was short coupled and well balanced and all of that. Very nice, upstanding neck, pretty head and eyes, but much more masculine. Never really had the chance that Halim Shah had. Sadly, died young.
Omar Halim.
Yeah, well,
Yes.
he was shown. I mean, he did well, and the people that had him bred him, but they didn't have the quality of mares. And then he went to another place and bred several mares, and then he was purchased, but the horse was foundered. And on the way to Europe, he foundered worse and ended up dying when he got up shortly after he got there. Waste, terrible waste.
Yeah, sometimes bad things happen to good horses. Last one was Hijazi in the group, wasn't it? Maybe Hijazi.
Well, there was Hijazi, there was Malik Shah.
And Malik Shah.
was
And
a
Malik
very
Shah.
pretty horse, a
Yes.
smaller horse,
Yes.
but very elegant, very dominant type, more on the Halima style. Very upright neck, but and well shaped, pretty head and eyes. I believe we sold him to Sharjah, to Sheikh Sultan. I don't know how much he bred over there. Then he died, I don't know what, colic or something. Full brother to El Kut.
Yes.
Full brother.
And Al-Qud did very well.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
totally different.
Yes.
Totally different, apples and oranges.
Yeah.
I mean, they were both typical of the family, so to speak, but they were different.
That's true.
Of course, Hijazi was, he was unique. You know, it's interesting because he was not an exotic horse when he was born, but he had all the right parts. By the time he was 3 years old, he was so well balanced, fantastic moving horse, and very upright and pretty, and you know, those wonderful expression, big eyes. And we showed him several times, and he did very well. He was champion several times, won at the event. And then, you know, we were reaching a point in our breeding program that we'd accomplished about where we wanted to go, so to speak. And then along came you-know-who and wanted to buy Hijazi and several of the top mares.
Our friend.
Our friend,
Mr. Muhammad.
Mr. Muhammad.
Yes.
So that's another long story.
Yes.
But, I mean, how I often think back of not wanting to sell some of my really best horses. For example, when Sheikh Abdulaziz came and
Yes.
wanted to buy Majesta, which was Halim Shah, and
Yes.
out of the Jamil daughter, that was out of the JKB Masuda daughter. I didn't want to sell her, but here's a young sheikh that's starting a breeding program back in the lands where these horses came from, and why not make the sacrifice? Wow.
Yes,
I mean,
true.
look what happened after that.
Yes.
And
Big
then-
influence.
And then when Muhammad came and wanted to buy Hijazi after the situation here in the Gulf War, after the Gulf War, we thought, well, what a wonderful opportunity to give back what we took from the Arab world. And so we let him go along with several super mares, and what a blessing that's been to everyone.
To everyone, it's true. Big influence.
Big influence.
Big influence, really.
And a great horse. He was a kind horse, too. I mean, he was the kind of horse that fit the time and the purpose.
It's true. Yeah, I mean, right time, right place, right people.
Yeah, amen.
Yes, right people,
Amen.
right time. Came at a time when things were growing and there were enough mares also, rather than to go.
Yes.
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 And influence everywhere in each farm in Kuwait, really.
Well, and as a result, also Qatar, Sheikh Abdulaziz leased him.
And Doha, yeah.
And there's a lot of it in Saudi Arabia now.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, who knows where it is? It's everywhere.
Yes, it's true. Well, definitely I have it. If we do one mare, but my farm is smaller, so one mare can do a lot of difference.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
I mean, it only takes one.
You know.